Good morning, friends. Happy Raksha Bandhan to everyone. And I wish great luck and prosperity and great amount of happiness in your lives to all my sisters out there. And I'm going to stay online for another couple of minutes, like 20 or 30 minutes. At the end of our conversation, I'm going to read all your comments. Right now, I'm going to pause them. I'm going to not look into your comments. Initially, I just wanted to share a few of my thoughts on these recent crime against women instances and the growing incidents, like we are referring to the main thing, like Kolkata incident, that the kind of apathy shown by the political parties initially, they tried to cover up the whole issue, and then later they realized that this got out of the proportion, and they tried to show some sort of support and tried to play to the galleries, but somehow it didn't go well. And I don't find this. I can see that so many instances that are happening in our society that are not directly being addressed. We are not directly talking about them, and somehow even the media also picks and chooses. If the media is in not with the alignment with the political party or the ruling government, then only they're gonna show up these instances or trying to put a spotlight on these instances. Majorly, most of the times that medias are in hands in glove with these political parties and the ruling governments. They are trying to show and placate the public that the crime against women is not that big in India or in our state or in other rest of the states. So there should be an honest assessment. People who are in this media field, they should also try to cross check whether they are doing their work properly or not. There should be some accountability, or because people nowadays face this backlash from the social media, and people are constantly questioning these people, why you are not voicing your dissent or voicing your opinion on this particular topic. Still they have their own way of, let me on the noise cancellation. I hope it mitigates that noise. I would like to continue, but I'm not happy with the kind of approach of the media, where depending on their political lineation and affiliation, they are cherry picking the instances, whether to show them to the world or not, whether to respond them or not. This is not the right way to deal with such gross instances. And second thing that worries me is that some people are hijacking this sort of momentums. They are trying to hijack the whole movement by taking it to another level, by calling it as a man versus woman, and one class is oppressed and another class is the oppressor. So if we look at these instances from that point of view, we are not going to find any solution, because you are creating more and more divisives, more and more divisions in the society, and more and more fault lines. Instead of treating them as humans, people are treating them as like an varying enemies. One party is like the most cruel and the most dangerous entity, and another party is like the victim. So this sort of narratives will not gonna do any justice to the women's groups also, if they are trying to champion. Especially I have this apprehension with this left liberal mindset, who always try to pick up a fight by taking a side of one side and another side as an oppressor. Like, men are not oppressors and women are not oppressed. And at the same time, I have to say that, like, there are some sections of the society still languishing in the we could say that they doesn't have the means to take care of themselves. They are depending on men, and they are going through hell lot of wrongdoings. But still, if you want to create a situation that it's purely about man versus woman, you are not going to do any justice. Because of this polarization, people might not want to get into any relationship, or people might not want to engage with the other party. because they are too afraid that one day the other party might gonna call and say that, cast an aspersion saying that this guy harassed me or this person harasses me. So we shouldn't look from that prism, in my point of view, but we need to voice our concerns. We need to give support to these movements, and we need to talk more and more about these things. Like most of the times, people, they will try to brush it up. They will try to put it under the carpet, or they will try to silence the victims. Most of the times what happens, you see, if you closely observe these sort of instances, whenever a crime taken against women, the political system, the police department, the media, and the kind of intermediaries, they will get involved in it, and they will go and pacify the victim, or they will say that, okay, whatever is happened, we're going to pay you some sort of compensation for your loss, or if the party is died or something happened, they will try to settle the issue, and they will not try to address the undercurrent problem of the society, where women are they doesn't have the, what we could say, the power to express. If they are feeling vulnerable, if they are feeling that they are able to see that some sort of apathy from the society, they cannot raise this voice. So the attitude towards these sort of movements need to change, and the way we respond to these sort of instances also need to change. And I do not want to politicize, or I do not want to take a political party stand or a particular ideology stand by saying that this political party is the main culprit and this government is the main culprit, and these entities are the main culprits, or somebody is victim. But we need to address these things in a rational manner. But I am in full support of this movement, and I always pray, and I always pray. In today also, I'm gonna pray for the speedy psychological recovery of the family that had to go through such a colossal loss. And because of this media trials and constant, this issue is raking up constantly, because they are not able to comprehend what happened in their lives. They're great and smart and very able child they have lost. Even if she wasn't a doctor, I would have responded in the similar manner, because any loss is a loss. For people who have gone through it, they will be able to understand that when a person when a person who love you most, and when you care for that person, when you are not able to see them, when you are not able to talk to them, when you are not able to meet that person or be with that person, your total world changes. So we need to see that with some lens of empathy. And even the media and the political parties or the entities which are involved in the movement, I think that they need to give the family a right space where they could comprehend their emotions, process their emotions, and understand the gravity of the loss, because they are waging this war and they doesn't want to die down this issue, and they had to constantly talk and comment on this issue, or need to engage with the law enforcement agencies. Or now the beautiful thing that happened, that Supreme Court has taken cognizance, sumo to cognizance of the incidents. I give great credit to the Chief Justice Chandrachud ji, and I love the way he responded. And I hope that he should have responded like couple of days back only. It is too late, but somehow I am feeling happy that at least this person got into it, and they are taking it as an sumo to cognizance. And the justice gonna, at the end of the day, it might render some justice to the grieving family. And people need to have, I think, the awareness, like no place or no working place or educational institution, or we cannot take things for granted. Like people tend to think that, okay, we are safe here, but that's not the case with our society, especially the things, the way they are turning into. I'm not feeling comfortable talking all these things in front of camera, but I had to speak. Uh, we see that today we are celebrating Raksha Bandhan, and we always have this notion that India treats its women with great reverence and respect. We treat them as like feminist force, and we always look them we when I do have some clients from the Middle Eastern countries. They find it very amusing to find that we have female gods, female goddesses, and they cannot comprehend that concept, a woman being revered as god. They will not be able to comprehend. I do have always some interesting conversations with one of few of my clients of Middle Eastern background, but we are not able to understand that the society, when you see that, when you compare with the rest of the cultures, India gives the utmost importance to feminist force. You take, if you really want to gain any sort of, if you want to develop physical form, if you want to develop physical energies, psychological energies, the kind of pujas, the kind of things that we indulge are totally relevant to female goddesses. If you really want to have wealth and prosperity in your life, you're going to seek the help of a female goddess. If you really want to excel in academics, if you really want to hone some skills, you're going to embrace some female goddess. If you really want to have this masculine power and you want to go fight it out and you want to be great with your potential and abilities, you're going to embrace a female goddess. So the culture itself is total giving credit and indulged in worshipping female feministic energies, but somehow we have degraded as because of the invasions, because of the invaders, because of the cultural shift, because of our education system. There are so many aspects that brought this change, and because of the globalization, we are consuming content from rest of the world, and we are following some of the practices of entities which doesn't respect women, or people who treat women as just an objects, or just they treat them as like just meat and flesh and skin. So when we embrace those ideologies, when we be in contact with those ideologies, we also tend to forget and not pay attention to what our culture is saying. But at the end, all said and done, but I just wanted to vent my frustration. I just wanted to vent my emotions that I'm not happy with the things the way they are, and I hope and pray that sooner these things gonna change, and at least our attitude towards women changes. Our attitude, sometimes even I do receive this flag when I put it out, this content like 60 seconds or 90-second reels, where the idea is not to apprehend or not to offend somebody, but the packaging or at least the message it gives might sound like that I'm taking the side of a man or I'm taking the side of a woman, but in my whole consciousness, I never want to take a side for man, or I never want to take side for women. I want to take side for the relationships. I want to take side for the families. I want to take the side of the love and friendship that a man and woman enjoy, a family enjoys. That's the core idea of my videos or whatever I do. My work as relationship advisor depends on the whole idea of the man and woman should be compatible and happy. If they have any differences, they can sort it out and they can live and lead a happy, fulfilling life. So that's the idea of my content creation. But sometimes, because due to the limited nature of we need to put only 60-second or 80-second, 90-second videos, so sometimes we might give the wrong notion, the content might give the wrong notion that this guy is taking the side of man or this guy is taking the side of woman. But it's not the case with me. I will never ever want to take sides of anyone. But that's the clarification that I wanted to give. I could have responded in the comments, but it doesn't justifies the amount of the backlash that I got for some of my reels, or like some of feedback that I got for some of my reels, that from my now onwards, even we need to be like more and more cautious what we are saying or how we are saying and the tone we are saying. Sometimes I just want to, I embrace this dialect, I embrace this tone and tenor just to be colloquial and just to be in the similar stance with the rest of the society of Telangana. And that's the reason I just want to keep it as very informal, not in I doesn't want to sit up in a high pedestal and talk from the higher echelons of the ideological life by stating that I want to speak from certain focal point. But at the end of the day, people who are not familiar with the dialect, or people who are not familiar with a psychologist or relationship advisor being very that much colloquial with the public might not resonate and feel comfortable. I can understand that, but at the end of the day, that's the way I am. And somehow, at least from now onwards, I try to tone down and try to not to offend or not to give any wrong signal to anyone. So that will be the my at least I will try to do that, that as part of my promise to my followers. Or and the thing about Raksha Bandhan, I never had an original sister in my life. We are three brothers, and nobody ever. We never got in earlier growing up. We never got an opportunity where somebody who treated us like sister or had taught us what the ways of women. But it's always was our mother who was like mother, brother, sister, friend, who was there, who used to tie the Raksha Bandhan. Who she still is there, and she's doing some puja inside the house. I'm sitting in corridor, so she's gonna tie the Rakhi for me. And there are few other women in my life that after from the past 6 years they are treating me like brothers, and I'm happy to celebrate this Raksha Bandhan with those women. And I'm always indebted to the feminist forces and power of energy of feminism. I always try to embrace that. Even I do have this practice. I do. Most of you might not be caught up that post that we treat in my family as part of tradition. We treat every water body as an feminist force. We treat it as Ganga Mata. So you never see me gonna. I've never litter in a river or in any canal or any. If I go to an ocean also, I will never do that. As part of my family culture, we treat that entity as a female embodiment of an female energy. So we don't do that. So we embrace that as part of my culture. My ancestors used to do that, but somehow I picked up and I felt that this is my ancestry and this is my culture. So that should I embrace it, and I should embrace it with power. So I'm doing that from couple of years, not couple of years, from the past 8-9 years I'm doing that. And I would like to continue, and if I'm gonna get married or if I'm gonna have any children, I would love to pass it on to my children also to follow that culture. So this whatever I want to vent it out. Like I have few minutes, I can take your questions or whatever comments that you have posted right now, and I'm gonna read some of your comments. Uh, Waiting for this long and having the patience to listen to my rant, whatever going through my mind. Please forgive me for not being good with the online or live sessions, because nowadays I'm not getting that much amount of time to do these live sessions. And particularly I'm totally, my schedule is tight, and I hope it continues this way. So if I had to sustain, if I had to create content online, so it is better to have a fulfilling life where I am earning money, so I am getting some leisure time to create content. So pray for me also to continue in this path, and to give you more and more good information on all sorts of aspects of life. Let's see whom we are dealing. Comments section. Okay. Nitish, good morning. Harish, good morning. And Satish. Hi, Satish. Parveen. Hi, Parveen. Shiva Telugu 92. Sir, one question. My friend got married 1 year. She is pregnant now. Okay. And they have fight with each other, and husband not responding. So can we remove the baby? She has 3 months now. Please advise. So, but my advice I will not advise somebody to carry with the child or not to carry forward with the child. But my advice would be the right to bear, the right to continue pregnancy should always reside with the woman, because as a man we doesn't know the pain and doesn't know the effort that goes into raise a kid and that goes into to carry that child for 9 months. So I will always respect the opinion and uh, opinion of the female, and I will, as a man, I doesn't have any right to ask a female to whether, because I don't understand. I don't understand the concept of menstruation. I don't, because at first hand I doesn't have any knowledge. No, I cannot comment on it, and I doesn't know the how PTSD affects when a woman loses her child, or because of the PCOD stuff, how they go through their cycles become unnatural, and the pain, the whatever emotional turmoil they go through, we doesn't understand. As a man, we take these things for granted, and we always have an opinion on women, what they do and what they shouldn't do. But at the end of the day, I will respect a woman's decision, and I will ask her, at the end of the day, I will ask her to have to take an informed decision. Talk to the experts, talk to the elderly persons of your family, talk to the rest of the family, and directly talk to your husband, whatever bad communication gap you might have developed, or just have a plain conversation with the persons, and take a wise decision, take an informed decision, that I can say, Shiva, at the end of the day. I hope you understood my point. Kubu, hi bro. Hello brother. Viranjanaya, please bro, don't try to solve the problem. Taking life of a baby is not easy thing, bro. Please think twice. Viranjanaya, I can understand your concerns, like whatever you are giving the advice to Shiva, but at the end of the day, we are looking at the things from far, for like we are seeing things from an objective and different point of view, because we are not direct involved parties kada. So better to leave that decision to these people, whether they want to embrace it or not. It is better to always, there is a possibility we can come to an amicable solution. We could sit together and talk and communicate with each other if they are having any doubts or apprehensions whether this person is going to take care of the baby or not, because at the end of the marriage itself is not being in good terms with me. So she might have the doubts, but it is better to, if the person, if at the end of the day, if the husband wants to have the baby, if the end of the day, if really wants to have a proper marital life, they both should sit together, talk to each other, and get rid of the individual differences. It's better thing, no, instead of going and taking drastic decisions. I could say it is a drastic decision in this case, but let's see, give them time, and do not take any hasty decision, that I could suggest here. Pleasant good morning, happy Raksha Bandhan, sir. Happy Raksha Bandhan to you also. Shiva Telugu, thank you, sir. Okay, brother. Okay, guys, I'm gonna end this live. Thank you for connecting with me, and I hope to see you soon. I hope to have these sort of conversations frequently, but in next 10 days or 15 days, I'm gonna have another live. So that's I can assure. Have a nice day. Happy Raksha Bandhan to each and every sister out there who are facing all sorts of things in their life. Keep fighting, keep doing what they are doing, keep doing what you are doing, and my blessings and well wishes are with you. Take care.